Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we take a closer look at the container vessel MSC Viga 3, a workhorse of the global shipping industry, built to carry thousands of containers across the world's oceans. MSC Viga 3 is a container ship sailing under the flag of Liberia. She was built in 2005 at Hyundai Maipo Dockyard in Ulsan, South Korea, a shipyard famous for producing efficient mid-size container vessels. And she is operated by the Mediterranean Shipping Company, one of the largest shipping lines in the world. This vessel measures 222 meters in length overall, with a beam of 30 meters. Her gross tonnage is 28,927, and she has a deadweight capacity of around 39,275 tons. MSC Viga 3 is built to handle a wide range of containerized cargo, F included. Dry containers, or special containers like oversized machinery, vehicles, or project cargo requiring flat racks or open-top containers, and even dangerous goods containers or hazardous materials transported under strict IMO regulations. The ship has just navigated a dangerous bend where it had to make a 120-degree turn to head upstream, where it will dock at Catline port in 1.5 hours. Currently, it is traveling at 12 knots. The recent bend took away all its speed, and now it is accelerating to overtake a small wooden fishing boat before reaching another dangerous bend, where it must constantly change course to stay close to the shipping lane as the river changes direction repeatedly. At this point, we can see just how big the ship really is as it sails close to the smaller boats or signal lights on the river. The most recent overhaul was 4 years ago, and this may be one of its last voyages before undergoing another major dry dock overhaul. As evidence of this, the hull and sides are severely rusted in many places, making the ship look like a giant old whale wandering the ocean. At her heart lies an engine, delivering around 34,000 horsepower. This gives her a max speed of approximately 22 knots, allowing her to efficiently cover long trade routes. This vessel could absolutely cross the Pacific Ocean, connecting Hong Kong, Shanghai, and Los Angeles in the United States. Today, the ship has a very shallow draft of 8.5 meters, which allows us to admire its full beauty and enormous size on the river, as it is rare to see this ship carrying such a small amount of cargo as it did today. Recently, MSC Viga 3 has been active in Southeast Asia. Her port calls include playing Singapore, playing her role. MSC Viga 3 is equipped with a single 50-inch 8-meter. We can see its sheer power when we observe the water being sliced and flung upwards. And now, we have another ship rapidly approaching a dangerous bend in the river at close range. Nimtofte Maersk, a mid-sized container ship operated by AP Moller, Maersk, built in 2009 by Jiangling Shipyard Group in Shanghai, China. Nimtofte Maersk stretches to about 183 meters in length and spans 25 meters across the beam. She carries a gross tonnage of just over 26,255 tons with a deadweight capacity close to 27,539 tons. Drawing around 10.5 meters of water, this vessel strikes the perfect balance between its size and maneuverability. The ship is showing us an impressive turn, its hull clearly tilted to the right. There is a lot of space on the deck at this point, but it is running at maximum draft, indicating that the current cargo load is very large. Ahead of it now were two larger container ships also approaching. The ship was given priority to navigate these treacherous waves first because it was traveling downstream. The container ship Nimtofte Maersk had to make a wide turn so that the Starship Jupiter could slowly enter the bend at 8 knots, with another large ship from Heung-A also moving at similar speed. This was one of the most impressive moments I've ever seen on air. 3 large ships meeting at this point, especially during stunning golden sunset. That was the horn of the container ship Starship Jupiter. Its powerful sound seemed to want to blow away the corrugated iron roof where I was standing. Starship Jupiter features a traditionally styled bow with the bulbous shape of the 8-meter-long vessel visible below the water. Rising from the shipyards in 2023, Starship Jupiter is sailing under the Liberian flag. She is a new container ship designed to carry 2,556 containers, including all types of cargo from general merchandise to frozen goods, chemicals, and hazardous materials. Her frame stretches 196 meters in length with a beam of 32 meters. From keel to the top of her bridge, she towers at nearly 50 meters high, a steel giant commanding the horizon. With a gross tonnage of 27,997 tons and a deadweight of 37,103 tons. This vessel is equipped with a slow-speed diesel engine, delivering 37,540 horsepower. Driving this force is a massive fixed-pitch propeller, measuring about 8.5 meters in diameter. Turning at low revolutions, it carves through the ocean with precision, built for efficiency, endurance, and reduced vibration. Together, engine and propeller push her forward at max speeds of 21 knots, ensuring timely voyages across long distances. Next, the YM Celebrity was also accelerating. Its engines working hard to meet the capital commands, which produced a plume of black smoke rising from the smokestack behind the wings. YM Celebrity, launched in 2020 at CSBC Kaohsiung, Taiwan, stretches 210 meters in length and spans 33 meters across the field. With a gross tonnage of 32,720 tons and a deadweight of 37,435 tons, she towers nearly 50 meters from keel to bridge. Her draft of about 10 meters allows her to carry maximum of 2940 feet, ranging from dry cargo to refrigerated goods and hazardous materials. At her stern, a fixed-pitch propeller nearly 8 meters wide works in harmony with the diesel engine, pushing her forward at speeds of 16 to 20 knots. The YM Celebrity features a modern bow design with a vertical bow and a wide upper deck, providing more space for cargo and greater convenience for crew entering the ports. Compared to the Starship Jupiter, it has a wider deck, and this hull design experiences less drag because her hull has advanced hydrodynamic design for lower fuel burn, thus creating fewer bow waves and speeds. The ship's current height is 45 meters from water level, with a draft of 20 meters. It is not fully loaded at the moment, and its hull has numerous scratches from collisions with tugboats when entering the port. It is due for a major repair next year. The highest part of the ship is the bridge, 45 meters high above water level, with a large funnel to rear bearing the Heung-A shipping company. Heung-A is a major Taiwanese container shipping company founded in 1972, operating a global fleet of nearly 100 vessels and serving over 80 countries. It is known for reliability, punctuality, and strong presence across Asia, Europe, and the Americas. After completing its 3-day voyage from Hong Kong, the YM Celebrity is now just 21 kilometers from the Cap. The day couldn't be more perfect. a clear blue sky, a warm golden sunset, and over 10 kilometers of ocean, allowing us to spot distant ships moving remarkably quickly. From a distance of 2.5 kilometers, I can still clearly see the Nimtofte approaching the Etoile. She begins a short but vital journey across the Gulf to Sihanouk, Cambodia. Once she clears the coastline, her engines rise to service speed, around 19 to 21 knots, and the voyage truly begins. The distance between the two ports is just 183 nautical miles. At full cruising speed, pure sailing time is 9 to 10 hours, but real-world operations tend to different. Traffic separation zones, pilot boarding, port congestion, and approach speed limits stretch the total transit to a more realistic 14 to 18 hours. Even so, this remains one of the fastest international container routes in Southeast Asia. There she is. Emerging from the horizon, we have the Etoile. Now, if that name sounds familiar, it's because she's a seasoned traveler. Built back in 2005, this 21-year-old container ship has worn many names, including CMA, CGM Etoile. But today, she sails simply as the Etoile. At 210 meters long, 30 meters wide, and 51.5 meters high, she is a feeder 3 class vessel. But don't let the feeder tag fool you. This ship is the backbone of regional trade, capable of carrying 2,556 TEU. That's over 2,500 20-foot containers. To move over 34,000 tons of steel and cargo, you need some serious muscle. Tucked inside that hull is a Sulzer 7 RTA 72U diesel engine, designed by the legends at Wärtsilä and built by Hyundai Heavy Industries. This massive 7-cylinder power plant generates about 21,500 kilowatts. To put that in perspective for the gearheads watching, that's nearly 30,000 horsepower. When she's pushing hard, she can hit a service speed of 20 knots. But at that speed, she's thirsty, burning roughly 74 metric tons of fuel a day. When she's docking, she's got a 1,000 kilowatt electric valve thruster to help the captain nudge her into place without always needing a fleet of tugs. Unlike massive gearless ships, the Etoile is a geared vessel. She carries 4 Liebherr centerline cranes, each with a 40 metric ton lifting capacity and a 30-meter reach. This self-sustaining setup is a huge advantage, allowing her to load and unload in smaller, remote ports that lack their own shore cranes. Below the waterline, you'll see one of the most important pieces of engineering on a ship, the bulbous bow. It looks like a massive, teardrop-shaped protrusion sticking out from the front. For a vessel like the Etoile, this bit of hydrodynamics is pure profit. At her design speed of 20 knots, that bulbous bow can reduce fuel consumption by 12 to 15%. On a long trans-Pacific voyage, that translates to saving thousands of tons of fuel and significantly cutting down her carbon footprint. In terms of what she's actually carrying, she falls into the fully cellular container ship category. Her total capacity is 2,556 TEU. That's over 2,500 20-foot containers spread across her 5 holds and deck stacks. But she's not just for dry goods. A major part of her mission involves temperature-sensitive cargo. She is equipped with 600 reefer plugs, 350 on deck, and 250 in the holds. This means she can carry hundreds of refrigerated containers full of perishables, fruit, meat, or pharmaceuticals, keeping them powered at 440 volts across long-haul voyages. The ship is nearing the end of its 3-day journey from Hong Kong in 1.5 hours, when it will dock at Cat Lai Port in Ho Chi Minh City. Her current speed is 13 knots. Today it's not fully loaded, but it's been a spectacular display of speed and power. This ship is equipped with a fixed-pitch propeller, single screw, featuring 4 blades to balance thrust efficiency with vibration control. Her propeller is made of strength nickel aluminum bronze alloy. This material is preferred for its extreme resistance to corrosion and cavitation, the formation of vapor bubbles that can erode metal surfaces. Next, we have another ship approaching a dangerous bend at a fairly high speed, the Evergreen ship. Launched in 2021, this ship is a specialized feeder-class container ship. At 171 meters long, she's built to navigate the tight regional ports of East Asia that the massive 400-meter megaships simply can't reach. Under the deck, the Ever Command is all about efficiency. She's powered by a high-torque, 2-stroke diesel engine pumping out roughly 20,000 horsepower. This power is funneled into a single, massive fixed-pitch propeller made of high-strength boards. To make her even slicker through the water, she uses an advanced streamlined rudder designed to capture waste energy from the propeller spin, turning it into extra forward thrust. She can carry up to 1984 containers at once, including refrigerated units for fresh cargo. Keeping her running is a massive operation. She burns over 30 tons of fuel a day, with total operating costs reaching upwards of $30,000 every 24 hours. Whether she's threading the needle in the Philippines or sprinting between Taiwan and Vietnam, the Ever Command is a perfect example of modern maritime precision. Navigated the bend swiftly, the captain maneuvering it more sharply by staying close to the right bank for safety. As another container ship was approaching the bend ahead, with the speed and power of its engines, the ship shook a 500-meter stretch of river, creating continuous waves that rolled along the riverbank for kilometers. The ship is en route to Lame Cha Bay, Thailand on a 2-day, 656 nautical mile voyage. At sea, it will accelerate to 17 knots before unloading and reloading cargo for its next trip via Singapore. Coming into view is a staple of the Interasia trade routes, the Heung-A Bangkok. Built in 2016 in the renowned shipbuilder in South Korea. Let's talk scale. The Heung-A Bangkok stretches 172 meters of length with a beam of 27 meters. When you see her sitting deep in the water, she's likely approaching her maximum summer draft of 9.8 meters. She has a total carrying capacity of 1,785 TEU, If you look closely at the hull markings, you'll see she's built for a deadweight of nearly 21,800 tons. Whether she's carrying electronics from Busan or raw materials to Ho Chi Minh, she's optimized for every inch of that space. Under the waterline lies the heart of the vessel. Unlike older ships that rely on purely mechanical setups, the Heung-A Bangkok is powered by a manned BMW 6 S60 C8 engine. That Me designation is key. It means her engine is electronically controlled. This allows the crew to precisely time fuel injection, making her much greener and more fuel efficient than her predecessors. This 6-cylinder powerhouse puts out over 14,000 kilowatts, driving a massive 5-blade fixed-pitch propeller. This setup allows her to maintain a steady service speed of about 19 to 20 knots, though she can push harder when the schedule demands it. Efficiency is the name of the game for modern liners. At full steam, she consumes roughly 42 to 48 metric tons of fuel per day. However, thanks to that electronic engine, she's a master of slow steam. By dropping down to 14 knots, she can cut her fuel consumption nearly in half, down to about 24 tons a day. With a fuel capacity of over 1,400 cubic meters, she has an impressive operating range of roughly 11,000 nautical miles. That's enough to sail from Korea to Southeast Asia and back several times without ever needing to bunker. We're tracking the Heung-A Bangkok on one of her most frequent rotations, the run from Busan New Port, South Korea, Cat Lai Terminal, and Ho Chi Minh City. This is a 7-day journey of approximately 2,350 nautical miles, cutting straight through the heart of the East and South China Seas. Once she arrives at Cat Lai, the clock starts. As a feeder vessel, her job is to offload her 1,785 containers quickly so she can turn around and start to loop all over again. And now, from a distance of 2 kilometers, a large ship of the Interasia Lines, Tokyo-based shipping company specializing in intra-Asia container transport since 1967. It is one of the longest operating container carriers in the region and is currently ranked among the world's top 40 liner operators. We're taking a deep dive into one such vessel, the Interasia Momentum. She just departed from Cat Lai port hours ago. Built in 2008 at the Nikkei shipbuilding Takuma plant in Japan, this ship has spent nearly 2 decades as a vital link in the maritime supply chain. Sailing under the Singapore flag, she is a Feeder 3 class container ship. She's designed to navigate the regional hubs and secondary ports that the giants simply can't reach, bringing goods to the doorsteps of millions. Let's talk about the physical presence of the Interasia Momentum. She stretches 200 meters in length. That's nearly 2 football fields and has a beam or width of 32.2 meters. When fully loaded, her summer draft reaches 11.27 meters below the waterline. This allows her to carry a deadweight of 33,613 tons. In terms of cargo, she has a nominal capacity of 2,553 TU. That stands for 20-foot equivalent units. The ship is equipped with 250 reefer plugs, allowing it to carry temperature-controlled containers for perishable items like food or pharmaceuticals. Whether it's electronics from China or raw material from Africa, she has the space and the structural integrity to move it safely across the roughest seas. What drives a 33,000-ton machine across an ocean? At the heart of the Interasia Momentum is a Hitachi low-speed diesel engine. This is a massive 7-cylinder unit capable of producing 21,735 kilowatts of power, roughly 29,000 horsepower. This engine is connected to a single, high-efficiency, fixed-pitch propeller. While many modern ships focus strictly on economy, the Momentum was built with a respectable maximum speed of 19.7 knots. However, in the shipping world, speed is money. At her design speed of 19.5 knots, she is a fast mover, but her crew often operates her at an average of 14.9 knots. This slow steaming approach allows the vessel to balance tight schedules with fuel efficiency, reducing the immense pressure on the engine and the environment. at full sea speed. A vessel of this class can burn anywhere from 65 to 75 tons of heavy fuel oil every single day. However, by dropping back to an economical speed of 15 knots, that consumption can fall dramatically, sometimes to under 40 tons. With her significant fuel tank capacity, the Interasia Momentum boasts an operating range of approximately 15,000 nautical miles. This endurance is what allows her to dominate the Asia East Africa service. She can leave the coast of China, cross the Indian Ocean, and reach the ports of Tanzania or Kenya without needing a single mid-voyage refueling stop. She is, quite literally, a marathon runner of the seas. Although there are many containers on deck, they appear to be empty, as evidenced by the ship's current draft of 9.5 meters. This draft isn't particularly deep given the current tide, allowing the ship to showcase its speed and beauty. Its enormous size is striking. The captain and navigator are in the bridge, 50 meters above the water. The bow, 12 meters high, with its bulbous bow protrusion above the water, creates a beautiful and captivating wave-like effect on a fine day like today. Judging by the ship's exterior, it still looks quite new, with no signs of rust from the hull to the superstructure. Everything has a uniform and fresh paint job. We wouldn't guess it's 16 years old because it just underwent a major overhaul in dry dock. The ship swiftly completed the turn spectacularly, leaving large waves crashing against the shore continuously. Everything was perfect from the weather and calm tides to the visibility. The ship quickly regained speed after the turn and continued out to sea, accelerating 17 knots to reach Port Klang in Malaysia on a 2-day voyage, covering a distance of 646 nautical miles. This is a relatively short distance for a ship capable of such a feat. And now, ahead of us is another large oil tanker approaching the bend from a distance of 1.5 kilometers, moving at a speed of 10.5 knots, not as fast as container ships, because it is designed to carry heavy loads with the lowest possible fuel consumption. The Crimson Jade is a modern, high-specification medium-range product tanker. It is classified as an eco vessel, meaning it is designed for higher fuel efficiency and lower environmental impact compared to older tankers. Built in 2017 by the renowned Minami Nippon Shipbuilding in Japan, this medium-range chemical and oil products tanker was recently the center of a major acquisition. In mid-2024, D'Amico International Shipping exercised a purchase option to bring this eco-class vessel fully into their fleet for roughly $22 million. A price experts say was millions below its actual market value. At 186 meters long with a 50,000-ton capacity, she can cross oceans with massive cargoes, yet still enter most major ports worldwide thanks to her 13-meter draft. Inside her double-hulled skin, she can carry anywhere from 190,000 to over 300,000 barrels of liquid cargo, whether it's refined gasoline, jet fuel, or specialized chemicals. Her internal coating and advanced pumping systems ensure she can switch between different cargo types with surgical precision. The heart of the Crimson Jade is a sophisticated two-stroke, low-speed diesel engine. As an eco-designed vessel, She isn't just built for power, she's built for efficiency. She meets strict EEDI Phase 2 standards, meaning she consumes significantly less bunker fuel than tankers built just a decade ago. She can push a maximum speed of about 15.7 knots when time is of the essence. She typically cruises at a steady service speed of 12 knots. This balance allows her to cross oceans while keeping carbon emissions and fuel costs at a minimum. To hold this giant, she relies on twin high-holding power anchors. Each one weighs nearly 10 tons, roughly the weight of 5 SUVs. It's not just the anchor, it's the chain. With links over 70 millimeters thick, the sheer weight of the cable provides the catenary curve needed to absorb the ocean's energy. But when it's time to weigh anchor, the ship's true heart takes over. Beneath the waterline sits the manned B&W 7S 50-meter, B9, a 7-cylinder, electronically controlled masterpiece. Unlike older mechanical engines, this powerhouse uses digital precision to manage fuel injection. It's stronger, shorter, and lighter, delivering over 11,350 horsepower at 117 rounds per minute. At a steady cruise, she burns roughly 33 metric tons of fuel a day. That sounds like a lot, but at 162 grams per kilowatt hour, it's one of the most efficient ways to move cargo across the globe. The ship navigated the difficult bend with ease on a day of exceptionally favorable weather. Its current draft is approximately 11.8 meters, and it still retains about 80% of its liquid chemical capacity in the onboard storage tanks. The ship still looks relatively new, with a uniform exterior paint job and few signs of rust. Its superstructure is striking, with a large yellow smokestack at the rear. It truly stands 32 meters above the water at this moment. Wishing you fair winds and following seas. Until the next transit, thanks for watching.